It's all happening this week on the APC. The boys are back in town. It's finals week. A few teams are going to be on Mad Monday. We love elimination finals. We go through all the games. We break down everything that you've missed. Even Vossi tackling a bloke, drinking a latte. He actually sculls his first one and then sips on the second one. We've got everything. New RIXXs, eye-catching moments, the grouse, the pooch. Tune in right here at APC and see what you think. This episode is proudly sponsored by KPI Construction Services. When it comes to construction sites, reliability and efficiency are key. That's where KPI Construction Services shines. With a single call, KPI provides a range of essential services, which includes labour hire, crane hire, and traffic control. KPI is a progressive business with modern plant and equipment across all of their operating states. Focusing on innovation and to avoid the business drifting is always front of mind. We are proud to be aligned with and have such a reputable company partnering with the show. Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXs, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixxeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.
All right, Tommy, let's get stuck into the podcast, mate.
Let's jump straight into it. Welcome back, everyone. Aces Premiership Countdown. The Pigs back in town. Finals fever. The best time of year. The NFL starts this week. But it's all about the footy finals. Elimination finals are the ones we'll all have our eyes on. I guess because they're do or die. I mean, we'll have our eyes on everything, but Pig, it doesn't get any bigger than this week. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. It's been a good refresher having a week off last week. I know you were copping it a little bit while we weren't on the pod, but feeling fresh, ready to go. Excited, obviously, for footy. I've nearly forgotten about it because we've been so into our NFL and all the drafts and fantasy and all that, but I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, good weekend of footy. What have you been up to, mate?
What have I been? The brown dog had his 41st birthday last week, and if there's a man that can drink piss, it's the dog. I reckon pound for pound, the biggest piss drinker in town.
Where did I see him? I saw him the other week. He was having
How do you go drinking red? Like, red fucks me the next day.
I actually had a few reds last night, caught up with a few of my mates, and I'm fine. Yeah, no, I'm all right.
How many did you have?
Probably a bottle and a half. And
that's not
8
bad.
Pots.
You're a machine. That's great.
I'm all right. I think when you start mixing different stuff in, it goes all day, and that's when you wake up.
Start with red, then you get a few beers, and then you get vodkas, and then you're drinking cocktails.
You stay on one thing, and you're all right, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's me anyway.
Mate, so yeah, had that Saturday night, and it's been good. As I said, the NFL's starting. We're planning for that. We've got the Ads and Dunks potty in the clubhouse. The Storm boys are flying. There's a lot going on at Ausmerican Aces, but we got the AFL finals as well. Had Hayden Ballantyne on the potty, which was great.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good. Just on that, he played in that the AFL State of Origin 9v9 game, and we went down because Brownie was actually playing, and he's taken an unbelievable hanger. Did you see that?
I saw that.
I'm actually, if you listen to all the thing, you can hear me giggle, because I was right behind it, and I couldn't believe it. I don't think he had a touch. He come over and goes, I haven't touched it. And in that last quarter, I go, mate, go to the square and just try kick goals and take a hanger, do something. And
was it 9v9, was it?
I think it was nines.
I saw Seb was playing as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. It was actually it was a good laugh. They weren't going too hard, but at the end, when he started having a crack up forward, it was mate. But he's taken it was like an old man's Gary Moorcroft. Instead of going up, he's just gone back and winded himself.
Yeah, he nearly caused an earthquake. The big unit.
Mate, it was funny. But that's about it. What about you? What have you been up to?
Nah, not much. I've been talking about how I'm getting in the gym and all that, and my weight fluctuates. I'll get over 100, then I'll be back into the gym, and then I'm under 100, get complacent. So I'm 4 off at the moment, which I will mention. The reason I'm 4 on, 4 off, I've been, as you know, I'm training to be a firefighter, and we've got fines. We're doing recruits at the moment, and the recruit course 23. I said I'd give him a mention because I keep getting fined every week because I haven't mentioned them yet. So I'm giving them a mention now. So I keep getting fined every week. So
how many fines have you got?
Oh, I think it's $2 a fine. I think I had $20 or something last week. They're coming from me. So
Nothing's changed,
they keep telling me to bring in Rixies too. So we might have to sort them out for a deal with the Rixies. They keep carrying on about that. So I've given you a mention. Now leave me alone. Stop fining me.
Tell them I'll give them as many ricks as they want if they can stop the fire trucks going up and down Chapel when I'm trying to go to sleep. I can't help the sirens.
It's flat out down there, is it?
Oh, mate, there's that many trucks going around. There's false alarms all the time in the apartment building, so you just get all sorts.
Windsor Station.
Who's been finding? Actually, let me ask another question. If there was one bloke in recruits that you'd love to reverse all your fines onto, read out his name and tell me why.
Matty Cheshire. He fines me every week, and he's a ripper. He's outgoing. You can't shut him up.
How do you say the last name?
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Cheshire Cat. Is it Cheshire Cat? Cheshire Cat. Matty Cheshire, what a man.
I love that. Well, shout out to the boys. They obviously without them we wouldn't be here. They do some great work, and it's good to see you doing good things, Piggy. We'll get you under 100. Don't worry, because we're going to have our challenges back, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But the challenges are back, and these are the punishments. It's going to be an AFL Finals challenge. It's going to be our locks of the week. But
just games.
You can pick one each, but it's going to be a tally. So instead of doing it every week, it's going to be over the finals, right?
Yeah.
And the loser has to jump off the 10-meter diving board at MSAC.
Which you'll be doing.
Or 3,000 calories in the gym, locked in the gym.
Because I hate the gym, clearly.
I hate heights.
And you hate heights. So do you get to pick?
You get to pick. I'm backing myself in not to lose.
Yeah. Well,
you can't pick the same. Actually, we won't get too technical.
Go all the way to MSAC and jump off a 10-meter.
We'll be filming the whole. I think we'll get a crowd.
Yeah. So
the Cheshire Cat will be down there. Don't worry about that.
3,000 calories. You know what? That's probably something I should just pick and just try to lose.
3,000 calories in a gym.
Man. I went to the gym today, 500.
You saw how deflated I was after 1,500. I did an hour on the bike last night, just I wouldn't say cruising. I reckon I was going
700. You lose
600 calories. I did in an hour, and I was going like reasonably hard the back end. But the first half, I was on a fantasy draft and just in between picks,
just ticking the legs
over, but on a bit of pressure. Like put it up to like 10 or whatever it was. 3,000 calories is a big one. So the diving, it might be easy just to jump off the 10-meter and do a pin drop.
Head first.
Imagine you did a belly whacker.
You can't belly whacker.
Imagine you didn't.
I'd do the Coke bottle though. You sit there like you pin drop and head first.
So you've heard it here first, guys. Aces Premiership Countdown. The loser of our finals challenge will be jumping off the 10-meter dive board there at MSAC or a 3,000 calorie challenge in the gym.
And maybe we're happy for you to write in and come up with some other ones, but that's what we've got set for now. So
well, we'll get off the top with some news. All Australian. Let's shout out Adzi Chalor. Big clap for Adzi.
We got him there.
Around, the great man. We got him in. We petitioned halfway through the year.
What a great year, man. Awesome. I told you he was on the bench in the end, wasn't he?
Yeah. Who cares? Just get on there.
But I'm saying like those midfield spots, think of the midfield that they had. Warner. I think Heaney was even in the forward line. Bont.
They put Dacos to a wing.
Yeah, it's so hard to crack
Merritt
in there.
Missed out there, mate. Unbelievable.
Merritt was stiff. Who else? I think Sicily I thought was stiff, considering what
Harris
they've done.
Andrews is one of the stiff ones, I thought.
I think he struggled early.
And I think the other thing before we get into the elimination finals and the other final games, Big Mac Andrews, the Big Mac. Are you a Big Mac fan?
I'll tell you what, I'm not a $12 million fan. They're the numbers getting thrown around. 8 years, 12 mil. That's a lot of coin.
Obviously, the cap's going up, but he's a freak talent.
So what's Dacos? What's Harley Reid getting?
These tall blokes don't grow on trees, though.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't been a $1.5 million player then. Or maybe I'm a bit old school because I was on peanuts for ages.
Yeah, I know how you're feeling. I think it's just he's very young, playing at Gold Coast. They haven't played finals. Imagine you put him in a team like the Giants and he was the third tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he played the Cadman role. And he also, when I say forward, he finished the year forward. He can play back and take intercept marks. He kicked the winner against the Essendon, gave him the shh. I think he's got a lot to offer.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. But it's like you're really paying him right now off potential. Like,
yes.
Obviously, we're saying what he's done. He's done all right. Hey, he's going all right. But that's off purely what you think he can do, not what he has done. Like, you know, if you're paying Dacos, you know what you're going to get. Harley Reid, he's showing these glimpses of what he can do as well. It's more potential, but he's something special. Whereas I think Mac Andrews could be it, but one point, that's a big investment to a guy you want to hope is, you know, 5-time All-Australian or something like that at some point. So good on him. If he gets it, is he out of contract this year, next year?
I don't know. I just saw someone talking about the Big Mac.
Yeah, and, mate, we got to mention it. We'll probably go into the previews, but Doherty.
Again, give him a round of applause. Just tip the hat, Pig. What a man. Great man. A leader of the club. If there's a year that they can turn it around, clearly he's fit. It'd be great to see. What a story it would be if Carlton can do the unthinkable. I think they're about $34 at the moment. Everyone's written them off, but they've got a lot of players coming back. We'll talk about that later, but it's back to Doc.
Yeah.
What's he done? 4 months?
That stinks of Lars. I think we were talking about this off air.
It stinks of a new one. Like, I've never heard of 4 months.
4 months. I think I remember, was it Mel Chesky came back in like 3 months or something like that 10 years ago. But I thought they nearly canned the Lars. So, and I looked online. There's nothing that suggests that he did that. So if he's had a actual knee reco, traditional one where you get the graft from the quad or the hammy, that is crazy to think.
Whatever he's done, I hope he's journaled it.
Yeah. So,
because if he does pull this off, a lot of people...
They'll be changing the way you do it.
They'll be going, well, how come I've spent an extra 3 months?
Well, Melky just came back and he did it in the last round, I reckon, last year up at the SCG, and he came back round, 16 this year?
Yeah, I reckon he was like, it felt like 11 months.
Yeah.
10 months.
Yeah. And he's a professional, Melky, too. Like,
he hit the ground running when he come back.
And he's fit, and he's always to think that you've cut 7 months off what Melky did, and Melky's the ultimate professional. Eats well, trains hard, doesn't drink, does all the extras, looks after his body, and to think that Doc has come back in 4 months is just crazy. Like, what is he doing? And what kind of superpowers does his body have? How many good stories or like hard luck stories has he had in a way? He's fought through them, like inspirational stuff, with his cancer and all his knee injuries. I think it's his third ACL. He just keeps fighting on.
That's why it'd be so good to see them go all the way with him playing.
Yeah, and the boys will lift having him in the team. They must love playing with that bloke.
Plus the leadership. People don't realise how important leaders are. They might only need 15 posies, but they're setting all their teammates up, and they're the things that we'll talk about with Hawthorn, with Will Day, why I'm a bit concerned, because that's the stuff people forget about. It's not just names on paper and talent. Blokes like Doc, they set up the defenders, he's pushing them to spots when they're not thinking, when the ball's out of the area, little things like that.
Yeah.
They're the things that will help them save a couple of goals every week. So, Doc, great to see you back, mate. Yep. It's good to see all the good players back, and we'll talk about Carlton. They're expecting a few. Play on or out of bounds, not letting our listeners know that we had a bye week last week. Thought they'd assume play on or out of bounds on my behalf.
The loyal ones are who are hitting us up, going, "Where's the pod?" And so I'm saying play on, and we might have to do this. Oh, well, there's no buys before the grand final. We were talking about this maybe at the start.
No, that's the buy. That's me.
We're done now.
We needed a buy. We just needed to freshen up for finals, give everyone a little bit
I'm feeling good too. I was pumped to come in today.
I can't wait. Well, while we're talking about the tipping, it's all over, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Ali. She was our winner, and wasn't she amazing? She's tipped 9 the last week just to cement her spot on top of the leaderboard. She's a huge doggy supporter. I sent her a video of Ads Trelaw congratulating her on the win. And Ali, if you're listening, we'll be sending you a prize pack. Plenty of stuff coming your way. But to just want to say a huge shout out to everyone that jumped in the Aces AFL tipping competition. It was great fun. Ali, which is Janeski at 13, was on 145 and finished with 9 tips at the end. Suzuki Ginby had 9 as well with 142 to come second. Outstanding effort there, and a few others that finished off.
Gone without a trace.
Gone without a trace.
Gone without a trace.
Bit stiff, 141, probably tipped 7 all year. But that's what I mean. It's a tough one to get. We had 700 plus in the tipping comp. So to everyone that tunes in every week and got around that, thank you. We have our NFL one on as well. So if you just swiped across and searched Ausmerican Aces NFL tipping comp. You can jump in there. But yeah, to everyone that jumped in, awesome work. And to Ali, congratulations on winning. We will get some prizes out your way. Righto, your favourite segment, the grouse and the pooch. But let's start with That's Pooch. Well, give it to me one more time.
That's pooch. So it's kind of a bit of a story, actually, and it's very pooch, and but it's kind of a bit of a play on our out of bounds. I didn't really understand this, so I'll start with the story. So I'm saying I've got a treadmill in the garage. My missus uses it every day, and I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm kicking it into gear. I'm going to start getting on there and running them. 3 days in a row I ran. Yesterday was the third day, and I'm feeling good later in the run. About 5 minutes ago, I'm going to kick it up to about 4-minute K pace and just finish strong the last 5 minutes. And the thing just stopped on me. So I broke the treadie. I'm thinking I'm killing it, and I've broke it. And I'm like, I'm trying to fix it. I'm restarting it, rebooting it. I'm like, oh no, it's not working. All the machine and all that's working, but the belt's not running. So I've crushed it or something. Anyway, I'll get in. I'll tell my missus is flat. She's been using it every day, and it's hard with the kids to get out and go to the gym and all that. So I can ring up this guy on Google to fix his treadies. He's what are they called? A handyman, a serviceman for treadies, and he's half hour away. He comes around. He says $60 call out fee. No worries. And if there's labour. Afterwards, he doesn't fix it. He looks, he goes, switchboard and the motor looks like it's broken. And then that's it. All he did was unscrew this thing and had a look and pretty much told me what it was. And I'm like, oh, yeah. He goes, how do you want to pay me? I said, I'll pay you cash, $60. Yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, and labour. I'm like, you didn't do anything. Like,
he's stinging you for just taking the bolt off.
He unscrewed 3 screws, looked at it, and then he was there in 5-10 minutes. He was gone. And
what did he sting you for that?
Well, that's the thing. I was like, man, you haven't done anything. What labour? You barely used the tool. Like the 60's the call out fee. So this to anyone listening, is that how it works? Because I was like, mate, what? You didn't do anything. And he's like, well, yeah. And I was like, I'm giving you $20. That's what I said. Anyway, it only ended up being $15. I'll let him have the 20. But I thought he asked for it. He goes, it's $75. And I was like, 75 on top of the 60. But I was a miscommunicator. I was a bit dirty. But then I spoke to one of my mates last night, and he goes, I think like if the call out is pretty much when they come to your house, and then every minute like is a labour. I was like, that's not how it works, surely. Have you ever had that before?
Well, no, I've never snapped a treadmill. But I know what you're talking about, because the belt, sometimes you're running and the belt goes zzz, and you're like, well, we've got to slow down a bit. I don't think it's definitely not a weight thing. It's just I don't think the belt's meant to go that quick sometimes. You must have been flying. You must have put it down at 330 pace.
Yeah,
but I think it's play on from old mate. He's definitely, the call out fee is one thing, and then his time is money. I think there's a miscommunication, but I think that should be communicated at the start.
That's what my
60-minute call out fee, and then you'll be charged on the clock. I should be in and out if there's no issue. I'm $15. How long was he there for?
10 minutes max.
Yeah, so he's a minute, $1.50 a minute or something.
Minutes, best rates in the world.
And you frugal dog.
I was like, and he goes, next time get someone else. I'm like, I probably will.
Imagine arguing with your treadmill guru.
I don't really like confrontation at the best of times, but so I was like, mate, I needed to be firm. I felt like he didn't deserve to be paid any more than the $60.
You ended up tipping him.
Yeah, and I've given him an extra $5 than what he after. So anyway, I wasn't sure how it worked. If someone actually knows that I'm just being a tight ass, or that's how it works. It was pooch that I broke my missus' treadmill, and now the bloke couldn't fix it. So. Yeah, it's not good, and it was more about the scenario and him trying to rorp me. So, what do you got? You got one?
That's good. Yeah, I got one. Razor Ray. How much do we love him in the game, and how cool was it to see the D's and the Pies line up and send him off? Did you really enjoy that moment?
I loved it. He's a good man. Like he, obviously, he's rubbed a few supporters up the wrong way over the years.
Yeah. But, and you'd think if they've been rubbed the wrong way, they'd be happy to see him off.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the tape, Razor's walking off. I think it's his missus, because he gives her a kiss. everyone's lined up, guard of honour. The crowd's going wild. It was a horrific game. We had the delay. Both teams can't make the finals. It's pretty much Razor Ray's moment. His last moment ever. And there's some bloke in the crowd going, fuck off, Ray, in the race at the end. And I'm going, that is huge. Like, the great man is, if you don't like him, he's going. Like, he's gone forever and you can't let him
off.
Yeah, clap him off and say, well done on a great career. But this Collingwood fan, absolute huge behaviour, has to just give him the bird and tell him what he thinks of him. And Razor, as you can see, he started smiling. And I reckon
he saw it.
there's a clip. We'll clip it up. It's just a disgrace. Like, Razor's last game ever, probably the most iconic umpire we've ever heard of and seen, and he's done. He's hanging the boots up. He'll probably be a media personality because he's done it differently. And this Collingwood fan just had to give him the bird one more time and tell him what he thinks. I thought that's huge. So, like, come on, mate. So anyway, so to that Collingwood fan, like, come on, pull your head in. That is not on. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
The Collingwood fans just never rest, mate. In his finest moment, they wanted to give him a bird.
Guard of honour and everything, and then just as his last moment on the MCG was looking at this Collingwood fan, just give him the bird, and I don't know what he said, but you could see he wasn't happy. So
I need to see this video. That's funny.
Get it up. But yeah, very good. What about the grouse? What do you got for us, Piggy?
Mate, I don't know about you. You've been watching the Paralympics, so the grouse for me is the I love it. It's good. Well, it probably doesn't get as many views as the typical traditional Olympics, but some of the stories.
Crazy.
Like, I sent you one the other day about the
14-year-old girl.
14-month-old when her parents strapped a bomb to their chest, and they died and she survived and she's competing in the Paralympics. I was like, what a story. The archery, they use their feet. They're shooting with their feet and their mouths, no arms. And the last one, those guides on the long marathons, imagine they're holding onto the tether the whole time in their, like, how fit would they have to be as well to, like, push them along, holding onto a thing and not getting the glory? You got to finish behind them, and it's like, it's running 42 Ks and having to be that fit. Like, how fit would they? They'd have to be in the Olympics, the traditional Olympics, to actually keep up with them.
Crazy. Even the soccer, blind soccer,
and the ball's got the bell in it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know how to bell in it, but does it really?
I think so.
Well, mate, I'm just thinking, I can't play soccer, like, with me eyes, but imagine playing blind.
I think it's got the bell. Yeah, I know.
The bell ain't help. Imagine the bell, like, I don't think it's going to help with the crowd. There's a fair crowd there as well. Can you even hear the bell?
It might not have a bell. I'm sure it does.
It hasn't got a bell in the ball. You're making that up.
It's got a bell,
really?
Man. I'm telling you. How else you reckon they can see it? They're blind.
Well, they fucking can't hear it.
Their ears work, mate. It's their eyes
I know
that don't.
their ears work. I'm just saying, like, if the crowd's roaring, you're not hearing the bell, surely. It must be a loud bell.
Well, you're not
What's it, a fucking siren coming out of a truck? Hey, is it Piggy up in the down with the boys on Christmas Eve handing out the lolly bags, is it?
Oh.
I just think it's amazing.
I mean, to confirm that. I'm pretty sure there's a bell.
Playing soccer blind, and the clip that we were sending each other, he kicks a blinder. Like, it's, I don't.
Pardon the pun.
Oh, okay.
Leave.
But you know what I mean, though?
Man, that's not it.
No, but you know, look, if you ever close your eyes, and this is where you got to realise how lucky we are, close your eyes and just walk. Like, you start panicking straight away.
That's why it's
trying to play soccer and not tripping over and all that. It's crazy.
And like the people doing a marathon on one leg, and anyway, it's. Yeah, obviously some of the stories are pretty traumatic and hard, but it's inspiring to see some of the people competing at the world stage.
That is the grouse, mate.
Yeah. And it's
what's your favourite event? What's been your favourite event?
I like watching the archery. They're shooting it with their feet and their mouths. I mean, some of the swimming's impressive as well. Obviously, it's the same as that. The track and field every time I love, like whether it's the Paralympics or the Olympics. But yeah, it's more the stories, and they spend a bit more time on the backstories of the Paralympians. So I've really enjoyed that. What do you got, mate? Sorry, I've talked for too long.
No, it's great. Good that you brought it up. Oh, mine's it's just this week is the grouse. You know how much we love our NFL, but AFL finals. Like this week, the first week of September, I would replace it with Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the grouse.
It is the
I think
grouse.
it's the most exciting week in the calendar.
How many fantasy teams do you have?
Just three.
Just three. Just three.
But like AFL finals, like we play the game to play finals.
Yeah.
When there's an elimination final, do or die, it scraps all the bullshit. You know, like your players now tag their best players, best matchups, scores are a bit lower, contests heavy, different brand of footy. There's moments late in games where you just want back or you know, there's heroes. It's the best.
It's good.
And normally the weather in Melbourne starts to get good. We'll talk about that later. But I reckon it's my favourite week on the calendar. And spring is here. Spring Carnival's around the corner. It's here.
Is it spring
First
now?
week of September, spring.
Oh, yeah, right.
So it's my favourite week on the calendar. So, yeah, that's the grouse. That's for me. It's I actually can't sleep at the moment.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait for Friday night, the Dogs versus Hawks, and we'll go into that in a minute. But that's and I don't know if I'll sleep Thursday night with fantasy. You know, I got Mahomes and me and Maisie got Mahomes and
I'm having dreams about future bets and all that. It's a bit.
Someone admit him. He needs help.
I'm listening to podcasts, going to bed, and then having dreams about all these. Oh, mate, it's sick.
Yeah, that is sick.
It's very sick.
Do you want an update on how they find the soccer ball in blind soccer?
Yeah,
Yes, please.
They do have a sound device and or rattle in the ball.
There you go. Rattle.
And they also use the referee sound as a cue. And the field is surrounded by hard wooden boards to keep them in the borders. And when the ball hits the wall, they can hear that.
Nice. And the crowd's still like, what if the crowd's roaring?
They tell the crowd to be quiet, like tennis.
Oh, the crowd's quiet.
Yeah.
And then they cheer for a goal?
Yeah, they're allowed to cheer after the fact, which would trip them out.
If the ball hits the post and it misses, you know, when you get a ricochet, they're not allowed to cheer until it goes in the net?
Yeah, well, there was some people making noise from the clips that I watched, but they are told to stay quiet, which is kind of like tennis. Tennis, you want them to be quiet. If it hits the net, people make noise still.
Brilliant. What athletes. Thanks, Brado. The best in the business, rolling media. Right, they're coming to us live with the facts. Well,
and I was right. So,
you were right. You're always right. I'll tell you what's exciting, Pig. RIXX have dropped a brand new colour.
I feel like you're bringing out a few different colours.
Spring. I told you it's my favourite time of the year. It's time to bring out some new colours. Before I bring them out, are you an oyster man?
Yes.
You love your oysters?
Eating them, yeah. I like eating them and wearing them.
Well, these are, now I've only got the smaller ones, so I've got to get them out for the camera, but these are the brand new oyster frames, the Melrose.
Nice.
Check them out. They might be a bit small for your head.
Might break them.
Look at that. Oh, that looks flush.
How good are they?
Bang. Oyster, Melrose. They come in Soho and Boston as well. They're brand spankers and they are on the website right now. Check them out. Use that discount code ACES.
They fit all right too.
It's the time for the RIXX Eyecatcher. I've only got one pair here. Are they the large ones?
And I'll wear my
I won't have to chuck
Soho large.
There you go. They're Soho large for
These
the
are
pig.
my, mate, I reckon out of all of them, I like these the most, to be honest. These are good.
Why do you like those ones?
They fit my head good. And I don't know, I like the shape of the Sohos. They're all good, to be honest, but I don't know. I find myself wearing these a bit better.
A bit more confident?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go from an 8 to a 9 wearing these.
I would have given you a 9.5. It's time for the RIXX eye-catching moments, and we've got a couple. And I'm going to start in America, and it's all about my man Joey Chestnut. He smacked 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes, a new world record. The Chestnut. Can you believe that?
That is crazy.
He's not even a massive man.
83 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
83 hot dogs in 10 minutes. It's a world record. Joey Chestnut. Imagine doing a hot dog eating competition and smacking 83. That's how many do you reckon you could do?
That's what I was saying. Oh, mate. We were talking about this at Recruits the other week, how many dumplings you could do. There's a dumpling place around the corner. And I reckon I could get, if I really sat down at it, I reckon I'd get like maybe 60 dumplings.
Oh, that's a lot of dumplings.
Yeah, but, you know, not eating all day, like fucking pumped for it. And
So
just,
60 in a sitting in 10 minutes, or you mean just
no,
like...
not in 10 minutes. That'd be a half-hour job at least.
60 dumplings is a massive...
That sounds like a challenge.
That could be a challenge.
Mate,
If you lose the
So it might be you might have to put 60 dumplings in your guts if you fail the lock of the week
All right,
challenge.
I'll do that.
I'd rather see you jump a 10-metre diving board, to
would
be
ya?
honest.
Oh, man.
The 10 metres scary. But can you believe
Not for me.
Joey Chestnut smacked 83 in 10 minutes? That's crazy.
That's nuts. I thought Joey Chestnut got banned from these hot dog comps because didn't he sign with some vegan hot dog thing or something like that?
Sure. I mean, your research has been thorough today, so I won't question you.
No, I remember hearing this the other week that like he wasn't allowed to compete anymore because he signed a deal with some vegan hot dog thing, and then they got rid of him because there's no vegan hot dogs in this competition.
Nah, there wouldn't have been. They're the full thing.
I don't know.
If you know what I mean.
That's crazy. Maybe we do a little hot dog challenge, mate. Like you need to put on weight.
The glizzies. You seen those people that just suck them back?
You know what's gross?
That's grim.
You know what's puke is when they dip the bread in the water, man.
Oh yeah,
just so it's that is disgusting, man.
That is horrific.
If any liquid gets on my hot dog bun, I'll snap it off.
If you watch Joey go about it though, it's literally just hot dog, gollop, water, bang, and he's almost stuffing his fingers. It's. Can you imagine coming home to your family and going, guess what? Like, I've got the Guinness World Record. Yeah. Your parents would be like, well done, mate, or we don't give a stuff.
What about your missus, man? Like, looking at you, the way you're eating 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes, she'd be like, that's my man there. he's a sexy man. He's eating 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes. What a creature.
What a man. That's great. Oh, what do you got for us? What's your RIXX eye-catching moment this week?
Ricky, mate, have you seen this Ricky PSL? And I'm a 49ers man. This is how they breed him down there.
I actually have been all over this.
He got shot. Then shot in the arm or the chest, I believe. And he's back training in the gym 4 days later. That's what they do down at the Niners, mate. That's what they do. They grind. He's got that dog in him.
He's got the dog in him, all right. I've actually got an article here I was just sending a mate the other day. Funny you bring him up. And it's crazy, mate. His mother on social media in a post said that the bullet that struck her son in the chest exited out the back and missed all vital organs.
There you go.
She added that it was extremely lucky. So he's been shot through the body and he's back in the gym. I heard 2 days later.
Oh, I saw it today. It said 4 days. But
4 days later,
we'll run with 2. That's nuts, isn't it? Shot in the chest and then he's back grinding like a dog.
Do you reckon he has a big year once he gets back?
Well, he didn't. And I don't know. We don't have guns over here, so like, what is the recovery? I remember, what was it? Robinson from Washington or
Brian
whatever.
Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
They brought out many men when he come back. It's one of the greatest clips.
He shot in the leg.
Yeah, he got shot
in the knee.
I think someone tried to steal his car. He got shot like 3 or 4 times in the quad.
He wasn't really the same. Obviously, he got shot in the freaking leg.
Yeah, quad muscle as well.
Yeah, so I don't know what the recovery is.
Mate, get shot in the chest, like your pec, your rib cage.
The fact that it must have hit him on the right side, so you're thinking it has to have missed his lung, and then after that, it's probably nothing.
Pierce, imagine a bullet going through you.
You just go, mate, you can't stop me. I just got shot, and I'm still here.
Oh,
and I'm in the gym.
Maybe the Niners will win.
He's a first round pick too. So
yeah. Well, I thought Ayuk was going to be leaving and he was going to step up, but Ayuk just signed and he's been shot. It's amazing what happens in 2 days in American football.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, that was my eye catcher. And thanks for getting that article up. I didn't have it, but
just because I didn't realise that pierced his. I didn't realize. I thought it grazed him. It went through his body.
No, because I saw the little video of him getting like on the stretcher, but he was obviously awake. I was like, he's just got shot. And then I saw he was in the gym, and I thought that caught my eye. It was my RIXX eye-catching moment.
Couple of eye catches there. As we said, the brand new Oyster frames coming in Melrose, Soho, and Boston online right now. Check them out. They are going to go quick. Limited numbers on these. Brand new colour, a second new colour of the spring. And they are all there online for you at rixxeyewear.com.au. You'll love them ones. All right, Piggy. We have an AFL show for a reason, and a lot of our listeners are time to talk about the big games. And you know what I love about finals as well. We condense, we get rid of the rubbish, and we get the best teams to talk about. Let's start off with Thursday night football, and let's let everyone know that we've actually cooked up a same game multi on the Sportsbet feed. If they go to Ausmerican Aces, they will find that one, and we've decided to put 2 legs together to combine for a $9 and kick off the final series in fashion. All right, give it to me. The first game, it's Geelong at Port Adelaide.
I'm going, and I've been big on Geelong. Obviously, they've had their slumps over there. I'm tipping Geelong to win. I know it's in Port. It's going to be a good game. Low scoring for mine, first final. I'm tipping Geelong. They've got Got a couple back. Hawkins and that are available. I don't think Hawkins is going to play. It's hard to. The teams still aren't out.
They're not out as we recall, but I read that he'll play VFL, and Mail could be very poor there.
Yeah.
But I know that DeConing's back, which is huge.
And O'Connor.
That's big.
Yeah. And they're saying Guthrie and Hawk into the VFL. I'd love Hawkins to play, and hopefully they go
Geez,
well.
it'd be a tough decision.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think he will, but. I think Dangerfield's been in good form the back end of the year. I just think their experience.
Jezza's coming off 9.
Jezza, he's flat that he didn't kick 10. Though.
I had a mate that had Ben King top 3 goal kickers, and Jezza was 4th, and he's kicked 9 and took it. And this bloke was walking around carrying on like a pork chop the week leading in, and then he's like,
how many was he up by?
I think he was up by like 5. Jezza kicked 9 and King kicked 1.
Yeah, so anyway, that just goes into what I'm talking about. Like Jezza's in cracking form. Tom Stewart's back. He was.
Just give me a tip.
Geelong.
You think Geelong's going to win?
Geelong's going to win.
And scores? I
said low scoring. I'm going to say 80 to 62 or something.
Imagine
like
Geelong get a home prelim.
They'll win by 2 goals, so 80 to 68.
I'd love to see Jezza back in the granny. Imagine Geelong v the Giants, Jezza versus Old Mob. That'd be great.
So the unders of I know you don't like the unders, but it's $1. I think it's $2 for under 162. I think so. I just think it's unders.
Yeah, finals traditionally is unders. I hate unders. I'd never bet unders, and if I have, it's always lost. Like every time. Like I reckon I'm 19 from 20. I'm going to tip Port at home. I think it's a 50-50 game, and when that's the case, I'm going to go home team. Home crowd's a big thing, and Port at home, I like it. They were really good against Freo. I thought with a few out, I thought I was a bit concerned with Houston, but they look like they've got the next man up mentality, and they look good. Be concerned about just a few players not back for the category yet, coming off a pretty soft game against West Coast, so hard to get a read. But I expect it to be close. And we've both picked 2 multis in this game, and I've picked Dangerfield, 21.5 over disposals. I think he'll have a blinder. I think they might tag. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew tags Holmes.
Yeah.
Because Drew
Drew can run.
Well, Drew kept Sarong to 19. I think Sarong had the biggest record of 20-plus games going, and he's kept him to 19 in a do-or-die game, and Sarong's one of the best mids All-Australian. So Drew will go to Holmes. It'd be silly for him not to.
The good thing about Drew is he gets the ball himself as well. Like he's an old-fashioned Cameron Ling.
Yeah. And I think Jezza for 2 goals as well. I'm going to stay out of result. So they're my 2, and you've picked Willie Rioli for 2.
Yep.
Even though you think Geelong will win.
That's right. He's going to be their only goal scorer.
And Butters 27.5 over. And that gives us $9. So head to Sportsbet feed, Ausmerican Aces, search that. You'll see the APC Thursday night footy special, and we'll hopefully we get a winner there for you. Let's move on to the next game, mate, because this is probably the game that we think is the best of the round.
Yeah. The Bulldogs versus the Hawks Friday night. And
we disagree here again.
We've disagreed
again. Maybe we should do the tally instead of the locks. We should do the tally for every game.
Why not? I'm going to go the Hawks. I think they've just been so exciting to watch. They're fast. They're disciplined. Sam Mitchell's got them playing some really good disciplined footy. They're obviously them and the Dogs. I'd say they're Hawks are in good form, but so are the Dogs. It's obviously a flip of the coin for me, but I think it's a bit of, my heart's in it a little bit with Hawthorn. Like, the story's been unbelievable. No one's everyone probably tipped them to be bottom 4, bottom 5, and obviously they were 0-5 at the start of the year. And it's the Cinderella story of the league. And I'm rooting for them, but I'm going to tip them. Who you got? Obviously,
I think it all ends here.
You reckon?
I'll tell you why. I'm because of Day.
I think Harmsy's back for the Dogs as well. It's
the nut.
Yeah.
Let's get around that nut. We might get back on the blower and get him in studio.
He's the text come through. I think so. He should be playing. Which
the
is
nut. That's huge.
Yeah.
Is that information that we've got?
Yeah.
Before?
Well, by the time we release it,
look at the pig giving it to you first hand. Only problem is we're editing the podcast while it comes out on the AFL app.
Yeah. So it won't be.
That's huge, mate. Because he's been out for a long time. He's had a couple of injuries and whatnot. But to come into a final, that's awesome. Well done, Nut.
Yeah, so there's a bit of I'll probably be rooting for the Dogs now. I think about it, but yeah, he had 37, kicked 1 goal too or something in the twos, so he was always probably going to come back. Anyway, go on your tip. Talked over.
I'll put my serious hat on. I've watched a fair bit of footy this year, and we carry on. But seriously, I've watched Hawthorn, and I think the way to beat them is talls and slow, long down the line footy. Right, Lob, Darcy, Ugle Hagen, obviously, Norton, monsters. I think of Hawthorn defenders. How are you going to stop 3 of them, let alone 4? And no day. No day, not only just no day, no leadership with day out. So you're going to still have leadership, obviously, but you lose one of your leaders, and I think one of their best players. Going into a final, Dogs are humming. I think they've won 4 of the last 5. They just knocked off the Giants in fine form a couple of weeks ago, and they had to win that game. That was a final. I think the Dogs will win this game, and it's just a matchup thing. The only way the Hawks can win is if they play that brand of footy, which is just go quick on turnover, and they do the complete opposite to what you want Tall's doing, which is chasing.
Both teams do this. Dogs play that kind of game too, and I think that'll play into Hawthorn's hands a little bit.
I think the Dogs will have them in the air and in the contest, and that's why they'll win. And I think the Dogs can go deep as well. I actually think the Dogs can make a granny from where they are. I truly think they've got the list as long as they all stay healthy. That's my prediction. But yeah, mate, I can't wait for this game. It's been hyped something silly, and sometimes you know what it's like. The more they're hyped, the more disappointed you get.
Yeah.
I just hope that's not the case. I hope this comes down to the wire. But yeah, mate, that's my prediction for that one. Let's move on to the Sydney game. I'm actually heading to Sydney, great man. I'm going to go watch the Giants play. I can't wait.
How was it getting tickets?
We actually snagged it.
When you're big Tommy Sheridan.
No, we actually got the family friends discount, but Dane Swan, he's got a couple of spares, and he's good mates with me mate Callett, and we're going to go together. And you know the best thing about the Swans being number 1 seed, the Giants will get to go watch it just around the corner from Paddington. It's only just 10 minutes away. You know what I mean? It's like in the city, like so convenient. We love Giant Stadium, but the fact that it's in the heart of it will be grouse. So can't wait. And I know what I'm going to tip. You start though.
We're
not going to go 3 from 3.
I think we are.
This is elite. This tally could be. This could be dive board straight away if you get them all wrong. Or I do.
You know, McCartan and Heaney rested at the right times last week. I think they were kicking. They obviously went through that slump, and they've been all right the last couple of weeks. Clearly, they were the best team over the course of the whole year, and I still think they are. I still think they'll play in a grand final. And I'm big on the Giants as well, but I just think the strength of their midfield, you know, Gould and Warner, Heaney, even Luke Parker's played some really good footy the back end of the year. I know he's playing a bit more forward, but it's like Grundy's had a good year in the ruck. I just find it hard to think that how the Giants are going to beat them. And obviously the Giants have weapons I think they've probably got the best list in the league, but I just think at the moment Sydney probably got a bit more star power, and I'm just tipping them just to win.
There's a rivalry in this game. Something's shocking, and this is going to be fireworks.
Yeah.
They don't like each other, these two teams.
Yep.
They really don't like each other. I think.
Yeah, do you think is it just the club, or is there personal rivalries between any of them?
Probably. I wasn't there long enough, as you know. I was in and out. But I know they hate each other, these two clubs, and it's great because the Battle of the Bridge, you want something, you know, you got the Derby, you've got the, you know, everything else around. You got Anzac Day, Collingwood, Essendon, you got the Showdown. This is what you want, you know, you got the Q Clash, but to have this first final, Sydney v Giants, both teams hate each other.
Never happened, has it? These two teams.
Yeah, they have played a lot, and the Giants.
No, I'm saying like in a final.
Yes, they have, and Giants have beaten them. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say to you. There's a lot of rivalry in these two teams. And obviously the Giants have never won one. Sydney's won plenty. So, mate, I can't wait. I'm going to go for the Giants, obviously, but I truly think they can win. And the reason they can win is I think Jack Buckley, Sam Taylor, Harry Himmelberg, really strong, tall defenders. Obviously, the small defenders will do their thing as well. Halfbacks, flying, Lockie Ash back. Whitfield's a superstar. But then you go to the other end, and I think you got the Coleman medalist there for a reason. Toby Green, All-Australian captain the year before, and finding form the last back end of the year. Obviously had the baby at the start of the year, but I think he's flying. Brent Daniels comes back in, stiff not to be All-Australian.
Big deal, didn't he?
Big deal, 6 year for Binger. And you got Tommy Green and the boys inside. It's all going to come down for me. role players. Can you play a role on Goulden? Someone has to play a role on him. Someone has to play a role, Bedford's a test. Calf test. If he plays, you'd think he has to tag. He has to tag their best mid at the time. He can do a role.
Tag though. He's been like a half.
He's been tagging the last month.
Really?
Yes, he tagged them last time they played.
He's very fit and
been doing
very
an
quick.
Outstanding job.
Very disciplined. Good,
so
good
if they can take Goulden out on a wing with a run with role, which you can do quite easily if you play your wing role really tight. It just means you probably lack getting a bit of the ball.
Never been a big ball winner, Toby, anyway, but he's very disciplined, good tackler, fast.
Well, he'll play inside, though. When he was tagging, he was inside. So, man, I've watched this team every week, and Bedford has done I think he's 100% when he's tagged. I don't think one player's got off the chain when he's there. He's so quick. His pressure's elite. So then it's like, who can stand up around there? And I think they're very well balanced. Tommy Papley comes back in. He scares me. He loves kicking goals against the Giants, I reckon. But Connor Iden will probably get that, you'd imagine, or someone quick and tough and strong. I just think it's going to be a cracker. Anyway, so sun's out. Perfect day for finals footy. Day game.
Love it.
Giants for me, mate.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. Looking forward to watching those. And we kind of go down on a little bit of a fizzer with Brisbane and Carlton.
Well, do we? Remember last year?
I'm only rubbing it up. I reckon it's a cracking story as well. Yeah, nah.
You're not happy with it?
No, I just think Brisbane smash them, to be honest. And I hope they don't, because Doc, we spoke about earlier, ripping story. And I want some Melbourne representation on grand final day. And you're looking at it, and I don't know if it is, because you got Hawthorn, Dogs, Carlton, 6, 7, 8. History would say.
Geelong's there as well.
Geelong at 2, yes. 2, 3? 3. Yes, but it's dominated by the interstate teams, which is good for them, shit for us. But
I think I was doing some research last time we were on here, and it's only been one interstate team win in the last 10 years.
Who?
West Coast.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So
anyway,
they're Stewie due.
They're Stewie.
They're Stewie.
I've got Brisbane winning up there. Just Carlton's injuries really turning me off. They've obviously got a couple of people coming back.
Yeah, but so they turn you off, right? But what if I told you these players are back? Charlie Curnow, Harry Mackay, Mitch McGovern, Zach Williams, Tom DeConing, Jack Martin, Adam Chera.
Are they all going to play?
It says they're pushing for selection.
Yeah, Martin hasn't played.
Their names aren't pushing. They're getting named.
Williams and Martin haven't played for a while. They're a bit underdone.
Well, you saw their. I mean,
Mackay and Curnow obviously huge.
That's what I'm saying. You put. Listen to these names coming back in, and
we haven't spoke about Vossi. That caught my eye. What about him tackling that person?
Great shout by you. If they don't get up and about this week,
that is my fearless leader right there. So if you're not playing for that,
and then now Vossi coaches against the team he won 3. Did he win 3 in a row?
I'm changing my tip after what Vossi did the other week.
So you're going to go Carlton?
Nah, I'm going Brisbane. I'm only rubbing you up, but it's I think Brisbane. But fuck Vossi, what a funny man.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the composure?
The car running off and then him just big Vossi just chasing you down the street.
Can you imagine the composure of the barista? The barista like with his coffees, like Vossi, your coffees, and he's just spear tackled this bloke and he's holding the ball, waiting for the coppers to come.
Only when the coppers went back there, he went back, grabbed his 2 coffees, sculled one, and then went in his car. That's what I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's someone.
A bit of mayo, or he sculls one and then holds the other one.
That's apparently what he does every day. He orders 2 coffees, he sculls one and then sips one the rest of the day.
So he gets, and what size are they? Is it 2 larges?
Oh, it has to be large.
It's got to be a large.
Oh, Vossi. Well, the boys might fire up.
Have to. They're going to fire up because Vossi, he's preaching contested ball and tackling and all that, and he's going out in the street and doing it himself.
He's showing the boys
showing them how to do it.
That's how you chase from behind, boys. We pressure from the front and we chase from behind.
And then you got Doc coming back. It's all actually looking at Carlton.
What about the young bozo that's just killed some people. He's flipped his car and he's thinking, fuck, I'm just going to get out of here. You got to be stiff to have Vossi just pin you down, because if it's anyone else, there's no news on it. Like people talk about it, but it's Vossi's pin you down and now everyone knows that you are a scumbag.
Imagine turning around and going, oh, fuck, not Michael Voss.
Imagine literally running and going, oh, no way. What are the chances of that happening?
That's good stuff.
Very good by you.
Eye catcher, so I'm glad I brought that up because that was awesome. All right, mate.
Well, it's that's good, man. We're going to put up a couple.
You going Brizzy?
Yeah, I'm going to tip Brisbane. I don't think it'll be as.
I'm going to tip Brisbane, but I'm going for Carlton.
All right, and we're going to put up just before we move on. What do you want to do? We're going to do locks. We can do locks of the week finals challenge, or we can just do a tipping challenge from here on in.
We'll do tipping.
So you want to, okay, so we do a tipping leaderboard and the loser has to jump off the 10 meter or do a 3,000 calorie challenge in a day, or another punishment voted by the Aces listeners.
Done.
Shake hands.
I'm going to be 3 up. So
Can't wait to see the great man jump off the 10 meter. If you jump off the 10 meter, can you do it with a funny outfit on?
No, it's hard enough jump. All right, well, you need to go to the gym in a tutu or something then, huh? Hey?
I reckon we'll discuss that semi-finals week.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried anyway because I'm going to win.
So it's going to be decided, I think, this week. There won't be enough games to come back if you're down 3-1. Okay, righto. As I said, we're going to jump into our KPI Construction. Stop that segment. We've got a couple of crackers, but head to the Sportsbet feed and follow Ausmerican Aces. We've also got a big-time players multi up there. We've both picked a few big-time players that we think can get you some juice. And we've gone with Toby Green for 2, big-time player. He'll kick 2. We think Jack Ginnivan, 2 goals, loves the big stage.
$3, I think he was paying.
$3 for 2.
That's juice.
Jeremy Cameron for 2. Just come off 9.
Yeah,
should kick 5, really.
Please.
I wanted Rayner. You wanted Lohman. So we just got taken them both for 1. But I thought Rayner would kick 2. You didn't. You wanted Lohman. I thought no.
Weeks. He hasn't kicked one in 3 weeks. 4
yeah,
weeks.
great discussion next week.
Lohman's kicked 5 in 2 weeks.
If Rayner kicks 4, what do you? If 4, what do you get?
If he kicks 4, I'll come in here and I'll just say, mate, tip of that. Yeah, well done.
Anyway, that'll be up on the feed as well. Let's jump in. Let's put our hard hats on, King. And let's go with our KPI Construction. Stop that to close out. Yeah. And thank you to everyone that tunes into this pod. We love you all. I saw all the messages. Probably should have let you know we had a bye week. Just kind of assumed. Should never assume in life. But thank you. We really have enjoyed this season and it's been a lot of fun. And this is the best 4 weeks. And we're probably going to get a few guests on. But let's light it up. What have you got for us to finish, Pig? Our KPI Construction. Stop that.
It might be a bit of a change of pace and tune here, but so the Melbourne weather, stop that, mate. And this is a bit of a discussion as well. So that wind or this wind that's been going on, and mate, it was windy. You can't leave the house. Piss and rain, thunderstorm. The world feels like it's going to end. Then next day, I'm getting sunburnt. Like Melbourne weather doesn't know if it's Arthur or Martha at the moment.
Arthur or Martha.
Mate, my house is trash full of sticks, broken leaves and trees and shit everywhere. And I washed my car before that big storm, and now it's fully cooked, like dirt and dust and everything over it. Well, I don't know, but then I couldn't sleep. My townhouse on 3 levels. We're at the top, and I literally thought the windows were going to break the other night. I went down the bottom level and did not sleep the other night. Where were you? Did you?
Yeah, I'm in an apartment building, man. I was getting all kinds of noises and
power was going out.
Things were rattling. There's a lot going on. Chapel Street's pumping.
You know when you're
a lot of sirens.
You know when you're like half asleep too, and you're kind of dreaming, and like all the loud.
What are you dreaming about?
Not the wind, thinking I'm going to die. I thought someone was climbing up my balcony like the other night, but it was just me like half asleep going, "Whoa, what's that?" And it's all because of this wind and it's rattling.
People don't understand. They cancel flights because of wind. Like that's how windy it was. That windy down here the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's anyway. So stop that to the Melbourne weather. It's spring here now. Just pull your head in.
We had a cracker week about 2 weeks ago. I'm thinking beautiful, and now it's freezing again. Like, what's doing?
It's like you can't go anywhere. Like you can't go for a walk or a run. Like you can't go for a run when it's that windy because it feels like you're in a headwind the whole time. Like you need a tailwind if you're weighing 102. Anyway, that's me, mate. What do you got?
Love it. Well, my KPI Construction Stop That goes to some of the All-Australian players. I just think, I mean, you're an All-Australian member, aren't you? And when you were there, were you wearing a tie?
I was wearing a tie, yes.
And why were you wearing a tie?
It looks smart and professional, looks good.
And do you think everyone should be wearing a tie?
You're representing your club.
And your family?
Your family.
Your friends?
Yep.
Your supporters?
Yes.
Okay, well, I just can't believe now. I don't mind. So Luke Ryan wore the white sneakers, the Pumas.
It's all right.
Don't really mind that.
I think Track did that to the Brownlow a couple of years ago.
I don't really mind that, but I'm going to get the picture up right here while I'm talking, and it's a huge stop that. But the Sydney boys,
No tie.
I know you got the grass tan. I know you're all good-looking roosters. But do your button up and put a tie on, boys. Absolute disgrace. Goulden looks like he's come home at 5 a.m. after winning the flag. You know, he's got the button undone. Heaney's looking tan. He's got the shirt on, no button done. I mean, I've done the private school and the public school. I understand the comfort and the annoying tie and top button, but when you're getting named All-Australian, you got to have the tie on. Caleb Sarong, I love you. You're one of my favourite mids. Put a fucking tie on.
He's going through the whole list.
I think Bont's been voted the captain. He's wearing Guinness socks.
But no tie, though?
He's got the tie on.
Oh, he's got the tie on.
He's got the tie, so I'll give him the benefit of that, but he's a skipper.
What's a Guinness? Like Guinness
you think Paddy
beer?
Cripps is wearing Guinness socks?
Guinness beer?
Yeah, Guinness beer. Like, surely it's a plain black operation.
I don't mind it, to be honest.
Then we got Chadley, all the Sydney boys. Lukey Ryan, I mean, Lukey's taking the absolute piss. The Snake, all the West Coast boys, no ties. I just can't believe it. I'm just trying to work out what he's doing. I thought that you had to wear a tie. So, first of all, huge stop that to whoever wrote the brief. And to the players not wearing ties and got Guinness socks on and taking the absolute piss, I mean, stop that.
I reckon. So this is how. Is
that a bit harsh? I'm not one that normally goes that route.
No, it's all right. I'm telling you how this has gone down. I think they've taken photos of the ties. Did they rock in with no tie to begin with?
I'll get the photo up for you.
Yeah,
mate.
I know the photo you're talking about.
No ties.
So they walked into the function with no tie.
No ties.
Is that right? Okay. I thought it was going to be like a photographer job going, all right, guys, now relax.
Way. I'm just showing Pig the photo here on the podcast.
I've seen the photo, but I'm thinking that surely they didn't walk in at the start of the night not wearing a tie.
How many's Gorney won? 7?
7.
Do you reckon he's wearing a tie?
He would have wore a tie.
Of course he's wearing a tie.
Yeah.
Paddy Cripps?
Tie.
I mean, Nick Dacos? Let's be honest. Nick Dacos is probably going to win the Brownlow or Cripper. And is Lockie Neal's there? Lockie Neal's got a tie on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's got to be a tie on the All-Australian. I just saw.
I reckon, no, but listen, I reckon there was, and the photographers are going, all right, we want to loosen it up a bit. You know how they do that?
Man.
Pull a funny face or
no way.
Say cheese.
Yeah, I love that. But like, it looks like he's come out. It looks like Mad Monday for the Swans
Is
boys.
Hogan wearing a tie?
Jesse's wearing a
I
tie.
was going to say, because I saw him wearing a tie in another
Big,
photo.
fat, juicy one. Butters tie. Look, half of the lads are wearing ties and half aren't. And I just thought it's a discussion point, and I'd love to know what people think.
I don't like it. It looks shit.
It looks slick if you're in a tie. Yep. All Australian. I mean, this photo is there. I don't remember a time when no one's worn a tie. Could happen last year. I don't know. I just felt like it was a common theme this year.
It's not good.
Anyway, bit of carry on from the boys. KPI Construction, stop that.
Mate, good app.
Great app. Great to see you. Good to be back. A few more weeks to go. Exciting week, as we said. Get around it. New Sunnies online. We've got the oysters. We've got the Sportsbet feed. We're going to hopefully make some cash, gamble responsibly, and the Pig, finally no more fines. For you, mate.
Group Course 23 I mentioned for once, so there you go.
Thanks to everyone that tuned in. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Hope your team is still alive, and we hope they win. It's going to be a fantastic week. Good on you.
Let's go.
This episode is proudly sponsored by KPI Construction Services. When it comes to construction sites, reliability and efficiency are key. That's where KPI Construction Services shines. With a single call, KPI provides a range of essential services, which includes labour hire, crane hire, and traffic control. KPI is a progressive business with modern plant and equipment across all of their operating states. Focusing on innovation and to avoid the business drifting is always front of mind. We are proud to be aligned with and have such a reputable company partnering with the show. Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXies, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixxeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.